spot on the wall? Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. At this time, I'd like to call our monthly meeting to order. And if everyone would please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. At this time, would everyone please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Board members, at this time, we're down to approve our agenda. I do have one addition to the agenda tonight, and I'm going to make a motion to amend the agenda by adding action item G, which is approval of the superintendent search committee members. Have a second by Mr. Jobar. All in favor of amending the agenda and adding action item G, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Are there any other additions or changes to our agenda tonight? If not, I will need a motion to approve the amended agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Yance, second by Mr. Porter. All in favor of approving the amended agenda, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. We'll move down now to, as I always say, our favorite part of our board meeting. The most exciting part, shall I say. And this is our recognitions with Ms. Embry.
Well, good evening, board members and all of you guests tonight. We have been invaded by senior betas. So that's going to be my biggest recognition. And then I have one special recognition at the closing of this. So let me see where I'm at. As you can tell that from the number of guests, we have several students to recognize this evening, all who have placed at the state beta convention and will advance to the national beta competition this June, and it's actually at the Gaylord Convention Center and at Opryland Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. Lily Cheney is passing on her baton. She's the outgoing state secretary, and she did an amazing job serving this past year and leading during the convention. Our students represented Muhlenberg County and the pillars of Beta, which are character, leadership, academics, and service, very well. In just a moment, I will begin calling up each student and what he or she placed in, and I ask that each of you will come and receive a certificate of achievement presented by Ms. Orr. And I'd like to recognize the Muhlenberg County High School Beta. There were some club awards that I want to list first. So those include Living Literature, which got second place, Campaign Skit, second place, and Club Trading Pen, first place. In addition, the Project Lead the Way, All the World's a Stage, Project Proposal, and Lead Outside the Box from the October's Leadership Conference also qualified to advance to the National Beta Competition in June. So Muhlenberg County is going to flood Opryland Hotel come June with some outstanding students. So now to you individual students, I'm going to call your name. I'm going to state what you competed in and how you placed, and I'm going to ask when I do that you come up and receive a certificate. Because of our space and our time, there's so many of you, I'm not going to take a photo at this time. When we get through all of the names and I finish my last recognition, I'm going to invite all of you to follow me downstairs. There's a great space and nice air down there, and we'll take several pictures for me to be able to post that on social media. So I'm going to refrain from taking those photos now. If parents, if y'all want to grab a quick pic, you're welcome to do that, okay? All right, let's go. All right, we're going to start with our new Kentucky State Beta Secretary, which is Wilson Walker.
That's it, Ms. Thompson. Sit down.
I have to be right.
student who received she placed in 3 different categories. So I'm going to read all 3 of those and then invite her to come up if she's here. Agri-Science 12th grade, 3rd place. Color Photography Division 2, 3rd place. And Accessorized Design, 4th place. And that's Catherine Kidd. Is Catherine here? Okay. Health and Physical Education for 11th grade. She received 2nd place. That is Maddie Lee. For Language Arts in 9th grade, winning 1st place, Autumn Dixon. In Psychology for 12th grade, winning 1st place, Gracie McPherson. For the Spelling, 11th grade, 5th place, Zoe DeMoss. For Digital Art, Division 2, 4th place, Skylar Ray. He's right outside the door. There he is. For the hand-drawn anime Division 1, I had to practice saying that, 2nd place, Clara Anderson. Good job, looking. Good job. Jewelry Division 2, right? Yes. Okay. 2nd place, Lily Cheney. For Recyclable Art Division 1, 5th place, Maddie Fields. For Sculpture Division 1, 3rd place, Preston Moody. For Apparel Design, 4th place, this is 2, Avon Crook and Aubrey Caudill. And then for Service Learning Showcase, in 5th place, brothers Reese and Lane Harper. Sorry, I messed her Then musicology team, they were the top 10 in the state. This is Riley Hill, Preston Moody, Zoe Zellick, and Sophia Long. And the last group is Solo Duo Trio Performing Arts Act, top 10 in the state, Preston Moody, Layla Founder, and Michaela Lee. Is there anybody else that we have not mentioned? Okay. Yes. Okay. So that's all with our senior betas. I promised it would go quick. I want to give a huge shout out to their sponsors who dedicate so much of their time and talent. Amara Stroud, Michelle Armour, Missy Thompson, Margie Hill, and Garris Stroud. Please join me in thanking them. One more recognition. and this is a very special award that is new to our district. The Spirit of Service Award honors a community member whose dedication and selflessness have gone above and beyond in support of our schools. This award recognizes an individual who has given their time, talents, and resources to strengthen the school community, enhance opportunities for students, and embody the true meaning of service. Through their generosity and commitment, they have made lasting impacts on the lives of students, staff, and families, reminding us all of the powerful role community plays in education. The individual receiving this award has made a lasting impact on generations of students through more than 50 years of teaching and service, and even in retirement, she continues to give back by volunteering her time every week. Colleagues describe her as a true role model who teaches, mentors, loves, and cares, consistently showing patience, kindness, and a servant's heart while supporting both students and staff. She builds strong relationships, collaborates effortlessly, and helps create a positive, nurturing environment where students grow academically, socially, and emotionally. With her unwavering dedication and joyful spirit, this individual continues to uplift everyone around her and is truly one of the most deserving individuals in our school community. I would like you all to join me in congratulating Miss Patricia Bryant with the 2025-2026 Spirit of Service Award. And Mr. Lyle is going to present that to her.
Like 4 years in a row. She would fill it when someone had a baby.
I think I'm
all
finished.
through middle school.
I'm going to invite all of you betas, principals, anybody else that wants to join me downstairs. We're going to take photos, and then you all can slip on out. Unless you'd like to come back and join me. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Our crowd is going.
Where is everybody?
It's empty now. Here they come.
Here comes our regular.
We're the regulars.
Yeah, you're next.
Oh, yeah, you gotta push the button. We're caught up. It's not as bad.
Is that everybody? I guess. Oh, here comes Mr. Sharp.
Holy.
Grant is here. Grant, welcome back. Where you been missing? Hello, where you been missing?
I'm not even talking to you.
Yeah, you've been missing.
I show up, Jerry doesn't ever show up.
It's not, don't worry about it. He's gone last year. He checked out.
He checked out about 3 years ago.
Yes, don't tell him.
I'll slip over like a whale
All right. Now we have our regular people. All right, so we'll move on down now to our treasurer's report. Mr. Browning.
All right, looking at the financial report for March, as far as the bank this month, bank balance at month end was $28,348,000, and the reason why is, like I mentioned last month, we had bond money still at that time last year, so that's why there's that discrepancy there. As far as the revenues, pretty standard month, as you can see across the board, not much differences except for the fund too. That was just the timing of some quarterly payments is all that was on that. For the expenses, kind of the same deal, pretty standard for this, for what I looked at for this time of year. Nothing really, not much to really go over there, just normal expenses for this time of year. For our breakdown for the revenue side of things, right now for this month we use 65% or so for SEEK. That was 65% of revenue was from SEEK, and then about 25 was from additional tax revenue that came in at this time of the year. And then you have a couple other smaller pieces of the pie there. For the expenses, kind of the same deal. This is more what it should look like. As far as a normal month, more or less the instruction will probably be around 51-52%. The reason why that it's at 49 right now is because of the Grand Wagoneer purchase that kind of came out of transportation. So that's why that's a little bit more from that side. But 49% instruction, 13% transportation, 14% plans and operation on that. Any questions? For the bills, as far as that, for what we have is $285,000 on that.
We gotta approve the treasurer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You were fine, you were looking, I know you were waiting.
And I thought you were saying something else on that, so I apologize. So
Go ahead.
that's okay. All right, we have a motion by Mr. Joe Hart to accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
Second by Mr. Porter. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Okay, now we're down to bills.
Now
Sorry.
we're ready. Sorry, I was just
You can add
We're
it up
so
next time.
impromptu.
Actually, you can put it together.
So for the bills for this month so far, what we have for you is $285,000 is the total, and you can kind of see the split there across the funds. As far as any of the larger bills, the CDW government, that's laptop purchases, and then Mill Dash Wealth is just our debt service, and you can see that reflected on the debt service fund up there.
Why is daycare 7230, like what made that happen?
That was a typo. I guess I missed that. But that's that could actually it could be. I'll pull the report. And I'll get.
That's no big deal, I was just wondering
It's
such
probably
a
just
small.
It's probably just a typo, or it could have been something that was like before
You
salary.
just figured it out, no worries. I was just wondering, an amount like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's not 72. That was a typo. That was my fault.
What's arriving now?
Is that it?
Yep.
All right. I need a motion to pay bills and salaries.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Yance. I'll second. All in favor of paying bills and salaries, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Thank you. Be down now to our public participation. None. All right, so we'll move down now to our superintendent report, and just make a notation, our personnel actions have been placed in our minutes as well, so.
I just wanted to show you all, we received some pictures the end of last week of the field house completed. So I just wanted to share a few pictures here. That's the field house that will be in the concession stand. This is at the middle school. Outside of where the concession stand is. And then bathroom and a locker room. So I just wanted to share that with you all so y'all can see.
And it's completely finished now?
Yes. I think we haven't like finished all paperwork and everything, but the email that I got said everything was completed. So I feel like they'll have to do like one more go around and make sure, yeah, there's nothing missing, but yeah. All right, then moving to the next construction, I'll turn this over to Chris. Ross Tarn.
Good evening, board. Happy to be here tonight. You guys some updates and share some news on things. Just kind of want to give you a snapshot of where we are and everything kind of timeline-wise. This is what we're going to update kind of as we went throughout the process. So this is for the auxiliary gym. So we're here tonight to seek approval on the updated BG1, BG2, BG3, and then approval of the construction documents and the advertisement for bid to put out to bid. So Lewis with Codell, Lewis Humvee with Codell is here tonight. Me and him, he's the new Josh. You guys know Josh for right now. But we walked the site, went through some specifics beforehand so you can understand it. Met a few met Miss Award, met some other people around and stuff. So he's here tonight. So as we start getting them a little more engaged on a daily basis, as we're doing a bid here. But so at the end of construction documents here, looking to get the approvals as mentioned, and the next big step will be going out to bid. So we're kind of finalizing the bid packages, working with him and stuff. The idea will hopefully go out to bid in early June, or I guess early May, early to mid-May, based on what Lewis and his team does, and then hopefully come back at the June board meeting to see approval of bids. That's kind of the goal, and then construction will start after that. Relying a lot on the Codell team to kind of help fine-tune the construction schedule, but the biggest idea is to get the fence up, get construction started before kids go back to school. So when they come back to school, it's the new norm, right? The construction fence is there, you work around it, your new entry might be here, the buses might be temporarily located here or something, as we kind of move around the site and stuff. So that's what we are. So today, looking at the approvals of those items, and then hopefully come in June with approval of bids. In regards to the district facilities plan, so we continue to go back and forth with KDE on some of their comments and stuff. So we had those 2 LPC meetings. We haven't had one since then because it doesn't make sense to really have it until we kind of get the stuff ironed away. So we had those 2 LPC meetings. We've had kind of a couple rounds of draft EFPs back and forth, and they kind of tell us clerical things like you need to list this here, or we think this number is this, or this value is this, or our calculation says, your student population is this, and we kind of go through a couple rounds of that. But what we're kind of stuck on working with them there, and how to best list the early childhood center. Because the way it's connected to the elementary school, it makes it a little bit more challenging and stuff. It was a freestanding building, but that's also challenging in the sense of a freestanding school center has a lot of other stuff to it too. So we've been working with them on how to identify that to best use as much restricted funds as possible. Because they'll let us do the construction, but they want to put some stuff more where it's like category 5, which is general funds. So we're working with them to try to get as much stuff as we can above the line. So that's kind of has us kind of stuck on that a little bit right now. We've been having ongoing conversations with Gary Lee, started contacting KDE, and we're hoping to get that kind of resolved in the next week or so. So trying to get that process back going again. Because of that, we haven't been able to really move the childhood center really any further than that. The MEP team came down 2 weeks ago and walked through the existing building, kind of document the condition. They're looking for things that might make them have concerns, make sure in terms of system replacement we weren't aware of. We took that through SPs using a creative process of doing a feasibility study. So there wasn't really, we don't have a BG1 yet, so we can only take it to a point until we do a BG1. We can't do a BG1 until it's on the district facilities plan. So we're kind of doing as much work as we can, kind of playing within the rules until we kind of get it on there. But I would think all that's kind of resolved here in the next month or two, kind of jump full steam ahead on that. So yeah, that's the update on everything. We'll share some more stuff on the oxygen here. You guys have any questions?
Our student representative is going to share. She and Skylar have a presentation.
Okay, great.
community and takes us to a bigger city, bigger realities, bigger projects, bigger everything. And so it just gives us things that we don't even think it's possible to look at.
About the program, Center for Public Research and Leadership focuses on improving public education systems. We talk about things like how schools are going to look in 20 years, how we want our future schools to look like, and the difference that we can make now. We use deliberative democracy to guide discussions and brings students together to discuss real education issues.
And what we did, we did a lot of like collaborative work, I would say workshops in Bowling Green with Greg, which is a great resource to our community. And they kind of partnered with Columbia University, and we did like a lot of workshops. We used deliberative democracy, and then we had like 3 meetings, and then the New York kids did the same thing in New York at their 3 meetings.
Here's some pictures. That was at the bottom with my name tag. It was my desk there with all of the kids. We were all of the Kentucky kids were placed in different groups with like 10 other kids from New York, and we would just talk about our experience as a student here and things that we don't have that they have and things that we're very grateful to have here.
If you can't tell, Kate likes her name tags.
I love my name tags. That's me and Jessica in front of Columbia University, and then that's the kids with the yellow name tags are the group that I was in, and that's our leader, Aaron.
And I actually decided to do this one. We're going to talk about how it brings the profile of a learner to life. Because we don't see a lot of that, I don't think. And the engaged citizen, we discussed rural education issues across communities, not just ours, but theirs, like the 5 boroughs there. And then effective collaborator, we worked with students from New York City and other Kentucky districts, which just gave us rural collaboration. And then skilled communicator, we worked with just ideas and things with other districts that said that kind of touched on that too. And then creative problem solver, we developed ideas and strategies on how we were going to implement these things into our school, and then we made them holistic. And then empowered learner, we reflected on different perspectives and experiences. And then our results, we developed like a spreadsheet, like a paper of what we decided we were going to share with like community leaders, public people in New York, like all the politicians, and just people that have the power to change the schools. And we're also launching a website with Columbia University, which is going to like share our thoughts, our feelings, and it's going to have our pictures on it. So that's going to be nice. And our school's going to be tied to Columbia University, so that's a huge thing. That's cool. And then Kate wants to talk about her.
Kate, let me ask you something.
Do you have any questions about that? Okay.
How are parents involved in those areas, like in the communities with education?
How are what?
The parents' involvement.
We actually didn't have a lot of parent.
How are those kids, like schools?
How did we get there?
No.
Like, or how did well, it's student based, so they're really worried about like what our thoughts are, and we develop a school that we want to see.
Yeah, but what the kids you all met, are their parents involved in education?
Like their teachers and stuff. They work with districts, like their parents. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
There was a few, and like I have family members that works for us here, but a lot of kids did not. They just decided that they wanted to be the change that they wanted to see. So.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. I'm going to talk about my equine trip that I took with Miss Orr and Miss Oates the week before spring break. Here's some pictures from Churchill Downs, where the Kentucky Derby is, on the left, and then on the right is Go Dolphin, and that is the winner of last year's Derby, and so that was really cool to see. That's the trophy from last year, and I thought it was really fun to be there. There's Miss Orr touching a horse for the first time. That was a really big event for her.
True.
She was having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then we got to see the baby foals, and then we got to see Justify. And was a Triple Crown winner in 2018, so that's a really big deal. He's really famous. This is a rehabilitation center we went to. Miss Orr felt very bad for the horses, but I promise they're okay. There they are swimming in like 20 feet deep water. They couldn't touch the bottom. And then there's one of them on a treadmill in the water. And then on the other side is us at the races at Kingland. And then this is our last day. We were at the horse park. And fun fact, the second picture is a real horse, but it had been taxidermied and shown how we used to move horses onto ships to get them to other places. And then there's me beside a huge draft horse. And then that is where Man O'War is buried, full body, right there. And that's the end.
Good job. Good job.
Right. Kate and I did not talk, so our presentations might overlap just a little. Just want to share, it's been a busy last month and a half. The last time we were here for a board meeting, I told you about the group that was going to Texas. And this is just a few pictures with that, designing the future of education in Texas. We got to tour the facility that serves as their career and technical center, but it is kind of like a mall with a lot of shops and different opportunities there. Community can come in. So it was really neat to take a tour of that and hear how that worked out. Listen to the superintendent talk about how, he was looking for answers for ways to be able to build this CTC for their district, and, how he kept going and kept trying and, was persevered to be able to figure it out. So it was neat to hear him. I said that gentleman has more energy in his pinky than I have in my whole body. It was just a ball of energy. It's lots of fun to listen to. Of course, when I talked to you all last month, we were able to present on our Paxton Patterson labs, and so that middle picture is us sharing. It's a big, huge room, and this was one part of that facility, so they have rooms that are sectioned off for presentations like this, and then they had a big arena. Do we remember how many seats were in that arena? Over 7,000. So they bring in like big time shows, which helped to fund part of that. But it was an amazing facility to be able to see. And then we broke into groups, kind of like what Kate and Skylar talked about with the future of education. We did the same thing. So I thought it was neat that they were doing it from a student perspective, and the 5 adults that went got to do it from an adult perspective. So we were in groups. Not with each other, so we were with other people from around the country, and got to create what we wanted to see in a school or an education system, and then had an exhibition of learning. So the picture in the corner is Mr. Blake. I was able to go around, and we did it in rotation, so while some of us were presenting, the others were going around, and then we swapped. So I didn't get to see every one of the presentations, but and then there's the group of the 5 of us. It was an excellent opportunity. Scott, I want to put you on the spot. What were your thoughts about this trip?
It was pretty eye-opening at what a high school could be beyond just the classroom learning. Seeing them going downstairs. I mean, this facility had restaurants, bakeries, boutiques, floral shops, beauticians, an auto mechanic. Like she said, the arena that hosts large-scale events. And the fact that so many of them are student-run, so they get true hands-on learning was, I can't put into words how amazing it was to be there to see it firsthand.
It was a great opportunity, so glad we were able to participate in that. So then the next trip was the Deeper Learning Conference. You see up there the group that went. We had an array of teachers who were able to join us LMS administrators to go and to learn. So where we are in that picture, we've got to visit a farm lab. And so this is a school system there on the outskirts of San Diego that had some land that had been donated to them through an organization. And the deal with the land was it had to be used or it went back to who had donated it. And so they kind of got together and created and dreamed up a farm lab. So one part of this is an actual farm where they grow crops, and those crops go to the schools, so they use them in their cafeterias. And then the other piece of it were classrooms where the students from the schools, there's a schedule when they come throughout the year and they learn about farming, they learn about conservation, economics, but there's I forget what her title was, but she was basically the administrator, and so she oversaw the farm, but then also oversaw the teaching part on the other side. So it was an excellent, we spent that day on Monday seeing that, so it was an excellent opportunity to do that. And then the Deeper Learning Conference started the Monday afternoon. And I put this in here because, you know, we think we were at High Tech High in San Diego, which is an amazing campus. There's an elementary, middle, and high school, and an international high school, all on this one block, basically, of a street. And so when you're there, you're like, this is an amazing place. Like, if only we could be, you know, in a setting like that. And then in the hallway, we see that they have the same problems we do. Stop holding hands and get to class, right? So they deal with a lot of the same things that we do as far as, you know, when you have students, right? So it was neat to see that little bit of, okay, it's reality here too. So anyway, it was a great opportunity. I had to leave that trip early to get back for the equine trip, which was a fast pace from Wednesday to Saturday. Like, we were boom, boom, boom. So by the time we got to the hotel at the end of the night, we were exhausted. Well, I was. They probably stayed up a whole lot longer than I did, but it was an excellent opportunity to see the horse industry and to know the millions and millions of dollars that are in that industry. And so you see, Kate is right. She had one picture of me that was horrible, so I'm very proud of her for not posting that picture. I was a little scared. So that first picture of me, and this is a first for me, like she said. So I went from a little scared of the horse to touching the horse to, on the final day, I rode a horse. So I was so excited. It was a neat trip. And in the bottom there, you see the greenhouse. You all know the castle as you're going into Lexington. I did not realize, and this is where this trip was really neat, I did not realize they have a farm behind the castle that supplies some of their herbs and vegetables for the castle, but they also do a co-op program where they send out baskets of the produce. People sign up to get those baskets, but it was neat to see that there was a whole working farm behind that castle that you don't even see. And then there's Kate. We all got to hold these precious baby goats. And I called my husband that afternoon and I was like, I want a goat! And he said no. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. It was an excellent opportunity to spend with the kids and connect with them and learn a lot in the process. So I love being able to do that. All right, so that was my presentation.
Okay, we'll move down now to our attendance and enrollment report.
Oh, Michael.
Oh,
Sorry, high
I
school.
thought she said that was it. Sorry.
Like we've already talked about
I'll leave someone out here.
It's okay.
Is that all?
I mean, I We'll roll with it. So, good evening
evening, board members, Ms. Orr, and guests. I'm here to do our Muhlenberg County High School presentation for this school year. I have with me one of our teachers, Ms. Laurie Chapman. She is a math teacher. She is a site-based member. She is a Mustang Union member. She is an intervention teacher, and she's a parent. So she's here to kind of chime in and give you a different perspective on a couple of different things. So first off, we kind of, it was a new year. A lot of new happened this year, including me in a new role. I kind of took a little tip from my elementary people out there and thought, let's do a theme like elementary likes to do. So collaboratively, we came up with the theme Level Up because we felt like in years past we had established a very strong foundation, particularly with our culture blueprint. We didn't want to change anything, but we just wanted to take it up a notch. So we just challenged staff and students alike just to level up this year. And the first day of school, a lot of those pictures are decorations, but the first day of school backdrop, different people stood there, took pictures. I'm going to shout out my amazing administrative team because I absolutely daily could not do what I do without them. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that on this slide, but attendance is up, behavior events are down. I'm not going to give you a whole lot of numbers and all of that, but just wanted to throw just some common pictures of people in the hallway and just some fun we have. And I have to say that that picture of myself with Aiden is actually taken today because they come in and visit at least once a day, and he saw my presentation up and he was like, so we got to take a picture. So we did. So yeah, it is my clothes I have on now. One initiative that I started this year at Muhlenberg County High School, we named it the Mustang Union. Basically, we took the Principal Advisory Council, Student Council, and an aspect of the Spirit Club. We do still have a Spirit Club, and kind of meshed them all into one group that we named the Mustang Union because we felt like those, at least two organizations, were trying to do the same things but just disjointed. So we wanted to just have a comprehensive, cohesive unit. We do in the Mustang Union have 4 different areas. You can call them subcommittees if you want, that we focus on. Each of them is comprised with faculty members as well as students. So our 4 focus areas are faculty morale, academic achievement, culture and relationships, and character development. It's been a work in progress for sure. We're not exactly where I would love to be for this year, but it is year 1. I'm excited for what year 2 will bring. Some of these pictures, 2 things that we've implemented are Mustang Mondays. So the first Monday of school of every month, the faculty of the Mustang Union have different colored Mustang Monday shirts, M&M colors. That's actually supposed to be the blue one, but in person it looks purple, but whatever. And during herd huddle time, each class gets little packs of M&Ms. And so it's just kind of an incentive. It's a Monday, but Mondays don't always have to be negative and down. So give them a little incentive about that. And then we also have implemented what we call High Five Fridays. It's just simply going around and giving people high fives in the hallway during transition time. Some people don't like fives, they like fist bumps, and that's okay too. But we do that on the last Friday of every month, kind of like, woo, we just finished another month, way to go. Just another simple, very cheap, inexpensive way to kind of uplift the culture. Part of the Mustang Union challenge is to do 9-week rallies. We did a first day of school rally. The only rally that we missed this year was the second 9-week rally, and it was during the 2 weeks of the ice and the snow. And once we got back into school, we really didn't want to make it up and stop, classes and take time out for that. The 4th 9 weeks rally is coming up on May the 4th. It's the day before we start KSA testing, and so it'll be a celebration of that too. Our faculty members get involved just like our students. That bottom picture of the green sweatshirt is one of our math teachers, Miss Holly Parsons. Very competitive. She's very competitive. That's a good point though. So now just some highlights. Of course, we're very proud that across the board we did achieve green with last year's KSA testing. I was part of that team. But that was a whole team effort, obviously, when Principal Ken Carver was here. But students, staff, everyone is very proud to be green across the board. There are the numbers there. The only thing that dipped a little bit was the post-secondary readiness, and that is because 2 years prior, we made such a jump that it's difficult just to kind of maintain that, but less than a point decrease is still quite impressive in my opinion. Our main focus in testing this past year was our special education. We were a TSI school for that, I think maybe for 2 years in a row, so we were almost at that point where we were going to be in trouble, so to speak. So we really kind of focused on that and changed the way we did things, and it became an entire building effort. It wasn't just, you're the testers, you get your proper tests and the rest didn't. It was a collaborative effort, and it paid off. I mean, that's quite a significant jump. We are no longer TSI, so we're grateful for that. Hot off the press, literally came in this morning. We got our EOP results. This is end of program for our CTE wing. You can see there how many took it, how many completed, the number enrolled, how many took the test and completed it, and then how many passed. Our pass rate is at 62.6%, which is pretty much maintaining and holding steady of what we've done over the last couple of years. So that's quite impressive. Shout out to our CTE department. Another thing that legit came through my text message at 3:02 p.m. today is we got our SAT scores. We obviously have not had time to really dig in, but I at least wanted to shout this out, and you may see the number and think, why is this good news? Well, SAT, number one, is brand new for everyone. Our staff doesn't know a whole lot about SAT because ACT is the standardized test around here. Our students didn't have a clue about SAT. We did a lot of prep work. SAT is scored out of a total of 1,600, and you can see that our school fell overall at an 897, which doesn't sound too impressive. However, if you kind of compare that to ACT, we usually fall around the 18 mark. 18 is about half of the 36 total. We're falling a little bit above half of the 1,600. If you compare us to the state I believe is at a 909. So we're really not too far off of how the state did on the SAT. And for it being so brand new and not really knowing, I'm happy. I would have loved higher scores, but I'm happy. Now we know, and now we can just level up next year. So interventions, just briefly, there's reading. Really, the nutshell is green is getting bigger, red is getting smaller. This is a comparative, easy-to-read chart of 2 years in the winter from 2024 to 2025. Math, I'm going to let her briefly talk. Unfortunately, we have switched math programs, and there's not been consistency there, so we could print out nice, easy-to-read pictures like that. But she can give you an update on how we're doing.
So we use ALEX, which is a new program to us. It's different. It gives a percentage. We enroll them in a course, and we diagnostic test them at the beginning of the year, and it tells us how much they've completed of that course. And we just are currently diagnostic testing them again, kind of to compare at the end of the year. I can talk for my students that I have in class. All of them are growing. We all have growth. I have not had one child that did not grow over the course of the year. I'm seeing some students grow 15 to 20%, and some students are growing 30 to 40%. It's like they like that. Like I've spent the last 2 days having individual conversations with them about their growth because it's a new program. It's not like anything they've ever seen before. So they get this score of 48%, and you're like, well, I failed. But you started at 16. So we have to look at where we started and where we are. And once we have that conversation, the smile comes across. And I've walked, today I've hunted kids down, I've hugged, I've high-fived, I've patted on the back, I'm sending an email to our administrative staff about certain kids I need them to go by and see and just say, way to go. Like, we are so proud.
That's right.
And so it's, that's the win, and I look at the KSA scores from a math perspective, and a lot of work went into that game. A lot of individual getting kids to buy into that they are math students and they can be successful. And once they realize they can be successful, then you see the growth. And so it's just, we gotta get them to level up and to just know that they're confident.
These are just some pictures. I'm really not going to speak a whole lot. I just like to see the kids in action, and I'm sure you do too. A lot of this is CTE, our arts. I love that bottom corner welding picture because that's an instructor helping, and I know it's hard to see, but those are two females. And I know with our Paxton Patterson labs, we're really seeing the females are quite gifted in the welding, and so maybe they'll start entering that occupation. I did shout out the group that was able to go to New York City. They've already shared plenty about that. We do love our collaborative opportunities with the other schools in the district. That upper picture is one of our students reading to some elementary students. Once again, just a lot of collaborative opportunities in our classes to get out of the four walls of the classroom and do different things. The upper right picture is actually a dissection of a sheep part that I think Ms. Gill's class did. I don't think I was in the building that day to witness that one, but it's kind of neat. The kids really liked it and talked about it. Of course, we have a wide variety of clubs and extracurriculars. You've heard all about Beta tonight. Our productions that Mustang Drama always puts on, fall and spring, are outstanding. Our CTSOs, which is the competitive clubs with our CTE department, they go state level and always compete. Our academic team is the upper right corner. They had a successful season. They had several members go on to the state level to compete. We had the Book Frenzy. That picture in the middle is called a book tasting, I believe. I did not get to attend that, but it was basically kind of a setup where you kind of just got a taste of the book and went around, and it was pretty cool from what I understand. Athletics, I'll just shout out a few. Up there in the upper left is Cy Tudor. He advanced to the state tournament and did actually pretty well at the state tournament. He is a junior. I expect really great things from him next year. He's pretty remarkable. In the middle, Coach Tanner Robards. She is our girls and boys swimming coach. She won KHSAA Coach of the Year for boys swim. So that was quite an impressive honor for her. Ben Mitchell, he made history in Muhlenberg County. Is our very first diver. We have never had a diver as part of the swim team, and he also, in his very first year, won region and competed at state. Esports, we've made the Final Four in the fall, and we are headed to make the Final Four again this spring. And of course, both cheer squads won the region. Here's just some fun pictures of school spirit. We had an underground spirit week. We played a little game called Sunshine in My Pocket. They, I think, had fun with it anyway. They got a little too competitive sometimes, but that's okay. Miss Brooke was happy to be one of the 5 that won. She was very proud of her gift card that she won there. And just more school spirit. The bottom picture is one of our dances, the homecoming dance. They loved it. Of course, the bottom right picture is Miss Chapman and her son Strader. We like to celebrate all of our students, and so we had Spina Bifida. Everybody wear green day back in October, and then we kind of gave a shout out to cerebral palsy awareness in March for one of our students, Bella Lovell. Here recently, we've had 6 students named to a Governor's Scholar Program. So Ella Benton, Landon Newman, and Maddie Lee are now, they were accepted into the Governor's Scholar Program, GSP. Bella McCarrier was accepted into Governor's School for Entrepreneurs. And Caitlin Gray and Gabe Thomas were accepted into the Governor's School for the Arts. We also have an author among us at Muhlenberg County High School, and back in the fall we did a book signing for him. This is the first of a series, so more books will be coming from Mr. Markle. This is what we're looking forward to coming ahead. Obviously, that auxiliary gym is huge for us, and we cannot wait, but those are kind of some goals that we have. We always say that at the end of the show, or how we do our rally, so who are we MC? And I just want to say thank you for your support. Being in the first year of this role has had its ups and downs, obviously, as it does every year, but board members, you guys have always been encouraging and supporting Ms. Orr. Can't say enough about your support. Even the fellow principals out in the audience, you guys have been amazing to work with as well this year, so I just want to say thank you.
I will say I have the opportunity to visit the high school more than any of the other schools with my work with the student bank. And Miss Ball and her team does a great job. And I always wish I could just take like a busload of people with me every time to see what all the high school offers, because we offer some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I think it's storming. I don't like storms. Okay. All right, we're down now to our attendance and enrollment report.
Come on,
Again,
Good afternoon, Chairman Rager, board members. Month 8 attendance and enrollment actually has, ran this on Monday for you all, but the month does not end until Monday. So it's 15 days out of the 20-day school month. It's been a good month for us as far as attendance and enrollment. Our attendance as a district, 94.6%, and then our enrollment was 4,061. That's our highest attendance percentage since month 1. Month 1 was just 3 or 4 days. So really, this has been our best month. This whole week, we've been at 95% across the district. So that's really good to see. South Elementary was our elementary division leader for the month at 95%. And the middle school also at 95%. So whatever everybody's doing, keep doing it, and doing a great job. So I know the principals and staff are doing everything they can do to make school fun and just make it a place that kids want to be at every day. And that's all I have.
thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was really close there, that 94 point South Elementary and the other.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very
And
close.
it could change by Monday.
Yes, but I thought, great job getting those students to school.
Grayson is gonna get somebody extra sign in. Right?
All right, now we are down to our board action items, and item A is the approval of our updated BG1.
The BG1 really hasn't changed much since the initial one. We're still estimating, projecting a construction cost of $8 million, and then everything else is kind of the soft costs, which are, the bond sale, the bank rating, architecture design fees, construction management fees, like the survey, geotech, all that stuff. So that's totaling out at a little over 9.6 million there. So on budget right now. Obviously, as we go up to bid here and stuff, we need to watch the market with the gas prices and how that can affect construction and stuff. But what we keep hearing is that if you get competition, people actually show up to bid and bid it. And Lewis was telling me that a ton of bidders show up that they had pre-bid. So competition is king right now in the market. People are hungry to bid. So it seems to be right now offsetting kind of the fuel prices. But yeah, it really hasn't changed much at all since the initial one. We just updated it really kind of reflect the actual prices for some of the stuff we got in terms of the surveys and geotechs and stuff like that. So we'd like to seek approval on that at $9.6,070,000.
Any questions? If not, I need a motion to approve. Motion by Mr. Porter, second by Mr. Gilmore. All in favor of approving the updated BG1, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Hear none. Item B is to approve the BG2.
Yeah, so the BG2 is kind of a snapshot of like how the building's constructed, the parts, the pieces, and like the design of the system. So it's like, does the building have brick on it? Does it have, CMU walls? Does it have whatever type of LED lighting? It's like kind of a snapshot of what the building is going to be built as and stuff. So it's a KDE form in the BG2 there. It kind of just documents what you guys are getting in a lot of ways. It's kind of a synopsis kind of what's in the drawing. It talks about the utility company, it talks about the power service, things like that. So it's the materials inside the building, like what type of flooring, what type of ceiling and stuff has and stuff like that. So it's really just kind of an outline, if you will, of the kind of materials going into the building, how it's being constructed. So we'd like to seek approval on that as well.
Any questions on this? If not, I need a motion to approve.
So made.
Motion by Ms. Yance, I'll second. All in favor of approving the BG2, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Hear none. Item C is to approve the BG3.
So the BG3 is essentially a further breakdown of what was on the BG1. It kind of breaks it down by division. So we break it out like by site development, general construction costs, mechanical system, just a ceremonial snapshot kind of, what we have going on. So I wanted to show you a few things on that. So the plan hasn't changed since you've seen it last. We still have the kind of yanked restrooms there in the south corner. We're doing the work inside the existing gym there to create that corridor to help move people around during, events and stuff with the cheerleader on the baseline and stuff. That red squares in the concession stand. The kind of gray squares in the middle there are kind of support spaces. So one of them's mechanical room, one of the IT room. And at the top of the page there, that's a storage room for like the cheerleading mats and stuff. The two orange rooms are the locker rooms. They'll have showers and toilets and sinks and lockers in there. One of the purple spaces is the new trainer room right now. The trainer kind of looks like a closet in the hallway, so I think she's going to be very glad to have that space. And then the other one there is an officials room. That's not something you guys have now, but where the officials can go at halftime and stuff, kind of have a space to change and get ready for themselves. So the plan itself hasn't changed. So your staff, I do want to share a couple other things with you guys as part of this year. We have kind of figured out what the proposed finishes are going to be. So we talked, with Mr. Gill with facilities. I understand, like in terms of maintenance and stuff, but we got some feedback from Ms. Ball and Mr. Rhodes, and just kind of figured out kind of what it's starting to look like. So the P's there are kind of the paint colors that we're going to propose using. It's kind of pulling from school right now that exists and some of the Pantones that are used by athletics there. The right column there is kind of the legend, but the second column on the right is kind of the finishes. So the LVT is matching what's kind of in the main lobby space where the cafeteria area is, the dining area. That's kind of one that Mr. Gill really liked in terms of maintenance and easement. So we got that. The RF1 is the epoxy resin flooring. It's a really durable, kind of low maintenance floor to put in like the gym bathrooms, the locker room, the concession stand. The light wood would be the gym floor. We're going to pull a lot of cues from the existing gym, kind of the theme of that, bring that stuff over. And the RT1 there is like a little bit of a rubberized floor. It's going to be on the ramp because the way we're connecting right now, the main lobby connects to the existing floor of the main gym. The way the grades and site work, we ramp up into the new gym a little bit. So that's a little more traction for wheelchairs and people walking and stuff. And we're also putting some of that in the training room as well. A little splash of tile here and there. We're going to do a little pop and then the water fountain hooks and then some of the mid-gang bathrooms. And then the solid surface counter there is like window sills and things like that, and countertops, and then the two HP ones are for casework. So we'll have like a casework, like there'll be some built-in casework in the locker room, there'll be some built-in casework in like the training room and stuff like that, like the store stuff, and blockable cabinets and stuff like that. Some of the concession stands, so that's what that is. So that's just kind of a snapshot of what we have finished-wise and stuff planned for the building. And this is based on design. There's a chance we might get a different manufacturer during bid. Keep going back to this to get the closest match we get to that. And then the other thing I wanted to share was a rendering of what it would look like from the outside. So this is looking at kind of standing, I guess, in the parking lot, looking back towards the school. So you kind of see the end of the bus there where the buses sit there and stuff. So we do have a little grade change there, the way the sidewalk works coming down from the main school entry towards the parking lot. So there's a little retaining wall there with a fence on it. It kind of helped us create a little plaza outside the main entry there. You can kind of give people the door to get ready access and stuff. Masonry drawing cues from the existing building, but also trying to be a little bit different. Not trying to be a matchy-matchy. There's a lot of stuff going on there between the Martin Center and the school, and just kind of pulling some cues from the masonry, and then also making it something unique in itself. So we put a metal panel on the main volume there. We kind of pulled from the metal panel cues you guys have some of that standing seam metal roofing and stuff you have there. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. I'm really ready to kind of see it get going. So we'd like to, kind of use these images and stuff, kind of ceremonial, kind of approval of the construction documents.
Any questions? I need a motion to approve the construction documents.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Porter. Second by Ms. Jones. All in favor of approving the construction documents, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And item E is approval of advertisement for bids.
So that's just given approval for like Lewis to do his job and kind of help us get it out on the streets for bidding and stuff. So that's the next step, to get approval, like basically advertise and put it out to bidders.
I have a motion by Mr. Johar. Second by Ms. Jones. All in favor of approving for advertisement for bids, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Thank you.
Appreciate it. We're excited to see it moving forward. It's exciting time, now the fun part happens, construction. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. All right, item F, that is to amend the term of maintenance task and utilities agreement between the Muhlenberg County Board of Education and the Greater Muhlenberg Parks and Recreation System.
So this is just an amendment to the original one, which was dated November 12th, 2012. Kind of talked through some of these things at the board work session. Took out the mower part, added a cap to utilities to be the cap of $110,000 annually. I feel like there was one more thing. Oh, and then we added the statement about in exchange that for these services and utilities that the schools would get first access whenever possible. And then also added the number 10, which was the termination for cause and without cause. And so kind of talked through this with Ms. Manning with the Martin Foundation, and then also Mr. Browning had communicated with the Parks Director, and so they were in agreement with making these changes.
We appreciate Alyssa listened to our concerns, and then we tabled this a couple of months ago for further discussion, so we did discuss that earlier this month in our work session, and she's been a big part of communication back and forth with us with Parks and Rec, and also this was kind of the agreement and the changes that we came up with, that over the course of all these years that we've had this agreement in place, that it was kind of time to nail down some changes. So moving forward, I think they have futuristic plans with Parks and Rec to expand. And with that being said, with us being responsible for utilities, that would cost us even more money down the road. So, we still have to be conscientious of with decreased enrollment, different things like that, money coming in that we have, and more money going out on different things, we kind of have to put a cap on that. So I know she was very willing to listen to our concerns, and we appreciate that greatly. And we love our working relationship with the Martin Foundation and Parks and Rec. So making it a priority for our kids to be able to use their facilities first and foremost is very important to us. And with that being said, I know they also have things that are already pre-scheduled that are not a part of our schools. So we do understand that if they schedule something in advance and their facilities can't be used by our students, then that's understandable. So, but we appreciate everybody for working with us. And with that being said, I'm going to make a motion to amend the term of maintenance task and utilities agreements with Parks and Rec. And a second by Mr. Johar. All in favor of approving, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And item G is approval of the superintendent search committee. So I'm gonna just read that.
Oh, sorry.
Or what? It happens.
Yes. So the search committee members, we went kind of by law as to how those are selected. 2 teachers elected by teachers, 1 board member appointed by the chairman, 1 principal elected by the principals, parent elected by the presidents of the PTOs, a classified employee elected by the classified employees, and then 1 minority member if not selected in the other member group. So the committee members that were identified through this means, Quentin Owens and Josh Stewart are the teachers. Logan Porter is the board representative. Scott Blake is the principal or the administrator representative. Lindsay Kasinger is the parent. And Jarrett Moore is the classified employee.
And we just need to approve these members. A motion by Mr. Johar. Second. Second by Ms. Yance. All in favor of approving the superintendent search committee members, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. to our board consent agenda items. This includes our approval of the minutes of the prior board meetings, fundraising requests, and field trip requests. Are there any questions on any of these items? I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Shantz.
Second.
Second by Mr. Porter. All in favor of approving the board consent agenda items, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. We're down to adjourn.
Motion.
A motion by Mr. Johar and a second by Mr. Porter. All in favor of adjournment, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none, and we are adjourned. Thank you.